matchup here in pivotal Week 7 between the New York Jets and the Los Angeles Chargers. Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports.
This is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone.
And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The slot man in motion right. Here's Eckler to begin the drive. He'll rumble for about 6 up across the 20 to the... The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. It's Eckler again. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Charger first down. The Chargers are 2-4 here in the first half of the year. They were winners their last time out, so they'll be looking to make it 2 in a row.
And so much about football, partner, comes down to mindset. Being in the right frame of mind, and the best way to get in that good frame of mind, winning. So they come in feeling good. They've got the home crowd behind them. I think they're going to be tough to beat in this one.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And he will step out of bounds here inside the 30. A big play there for L.A. 42 yards.
Things are looking pretty darn good on this first drive, aren't they? Came right out, set the tone, this time with a big pass play.
And if the peek behind the curtain that they gave us or their game plan, I don't think that's going to be the last one we see.
I think you're exactly right about that.
So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. This is a counter play, Eckler, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A good response by the defense, sending them backwards after that huge gain last play.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
And now this one may draw a penalty. He just blindly threw that one to the sideline. And, yep, indeed, the flag is out. So now it's 3rd and long, because remember, they also lose a down on the grounding call. Now here's a timeout defensively. Defensive timeout called by the Jets. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Justin Herbert looking to pass. Williams brings it in. Touchdown, LA!
Mike Williams
His second touchdown on the season.
And the Chargers will jump on top of the game's first score here this afternoon.
Prater for the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. And after the touchdown, out is Prater to kick.
Fields this way up at the 17.
Take over first and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
Wilson leading the Jets up now for a 1st and 10.
At their own 27.
They'll start on the ground. Hall. Austin Johnson, the one who makes the stop defensively. Well, this defense for the Chargers, they played really well in that win last week against Miami.
And that's not the half of it. They forced 7 turnovers in that game, and I know we always talk about turnovers coming in bunches once you force the first one. But 7? That seems almost impossible, but we watched it happen.
And some room to work. And they will finally drag him down at the Chargers' 34. It's a gain of 34. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30.
On 1st and 10, it's Hall.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
That was a particularly nice play because not only was it his job to force the play inside, he was actually able to fold inside himself and make the tackle ultimately. Very nicely done.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
On 2nd down, a run with Hall.
Only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
Now that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater. He just made a great play there.
They need to get this to the 24 on 3rd down. Wilson. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple of big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
Hopkins' kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3.
So both teams come away with points on their opening drives. Now they still trail. They answered the touchdown with a field goal, but at least able to break that goose egg here early.
And that is what's important, right? Because they didn't let that initial touchdown go unanswered. Took the ball themselves, moved it downfield, and put it through the post for 3 points. Game on.
Pass midfield, look out. The 30. 10. And he'll bring it back all the way. Touchdown, Chargers.
Well, he made the right choice by result, but a little bit surprising because now with touchbacks coming back to the 25 instead of the 20, when guys field it that deep in the end zone, I think most coaches want to take a knee.
And it's resulted in more kneel downs. Not right there. So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff.
And a short kick taken at about the 16.
The Jets take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And they are winners of 2 straight games as they have climbed back to 500 now on the season.
And you and I both know that this can be a tough team to figure out sometimes, because I remember a few weeks ago you and I having a conversation where we both thought that this was a season they could get away from them pretty quickly. Obviously not.
Moore, the man in motion. On 2nd and 9, Wilson. This pass out wide to Hall.
The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense, because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson.
There's Hall bringing in another one.
And he's brought down short by a yard. It's a 3rd down gain of 4.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
They'll go for it. It's Hall.
And he's not going to get there. Might have even lost a yard. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And that will force a turnover on downs. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Herbert off of play action. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Carl Lawson with a little how do you do as he gets in there for the sack. After one, a 14-3 ball game. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down.
Herbert will give this one to Eckler.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
And this is caught. First catch for Keenan Allen. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary, figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Touchdown! Gerald Everett from 19 yards away as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. Now Prater to add the PAT. And it's 21-3.
Makes the score. Chargers 21, Jets 3.
After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
The Jets take over first and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And this, let's face it, an important drive if they're going to get back into this ballgame.
Think about going into the locker room down 21 to 10 as opposed to...
And he fires one that's intercepted.
And the Jets are going to take possession of the football.
So we race the flag. They decline it.
And did they use the big eraser, or was that the one at the end of the number 2 pencil?
Well, I was thinking the 2x2-inch ones that you can buy and use in addition to the pencil.
And those last forever.
A long time.
No doubt.
On first down, Justin Herbert. He's got Allen. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. 13 yards down to the 13. They're going to have to do something with him. He was so sensational last week, over 200 yards. AFC Offensive Player of the Week. What do? You hold him?
That's a good start as long as you can get away with it. Otherwise, just giving up penalties and free plays for the offense. But I think you've got to do a combination of things. Chip it his timing at the line of scrimmage. Have extra people in the territory for him. You've got to do everything and change it up from snap to snap.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
But no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Now it's Herbert. He finds his receiver Williams for a Charger touchdown.
Mike Williams
with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half.
And the Chargers continue to pull away here in this first half.
Extra point good by Prater. And the route is on here in this first half.
Jets 3. Matt Prater set to kick off.
After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33.
The Jets take over first and 10 at their own 33-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Last play they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
And I don't think there's any question that this offense is going to need to hit on a few more plays like this. It's been a difficult first half for them, to say the least. And I do believe if they want to get back in this game, they need to start right now. It's kind of like making adjustments. If you try and wait until the half, it's probably too late. They need to get going right here.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Blitz coming, and down he goes. The linebacker Jordan Hicks flying in there for the sack. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest ones, maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
Well, that frustration, Charles, it's been building on the defensive side of the ball, and unfortunately there, it turns into a roughing the passer penalty.
Yeah, and they should be frustrated because he's picked them apart the entire game, but it's got to come out in a different way. You can't hit him illegally. Stop him downfield the way you're supposed to.
So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer.
Straight ahead is Hall.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Tackle made there by Jordan Hicks.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Wilson. He rifles one that's intercepted. Derwin James with a pick. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Charger TD. Prater on to add the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away.
Taken in at the 3. And able to get this out to the 25. And it appears we have a Charger shaken up on that last play. More from L.A. in a moment.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They're looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Now Wilson on 2nd down. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted.
And the Chargers are going to take possession of the football.
He's continuing to be a big presence defensively. Remember last week, AFC Defensive Player of the Week, and a big pick right there.
And when you pile up big numbers, it gets everyone's attention. But sometimes the number just needs to be, how many game-changing plays did you make? Did you take the ball away from the other team? He just did that, trying to win the award again this week.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
And Eckler will not get there. Great defense at the point of attack, going to stop him short of the 1st down.
Now the Chargers will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the 1st half of play. They'll run for it with Eckler. And the surge is going to be too much defensively. He's hit and taken down in the backfield. The fourth down play doesn't work for the Chargers. And the Jets are going to get the football back. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And with great starting field position and one timeout in their pocket, they could still come away with points here in the late going. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Oh, he's going up top for Wilson. That's caught inside the 20. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number one. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. Now Wilson. And it's caught. Touchdown, Jets. Breece Hall as the first half is winding down. And the Jets are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half. Extra point good by Hopkins. And that will cut this lead down to 25. 35.
Jets 10. Justin Hopkins set to kick off.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. A fairly short kick from the 14 and beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The Charger drive about to get going. And with only 9 seconds remaining, with not much time, we'll see how they play this.
So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Jets going to get the football first, and they trail as well as we get back underway in this second half. And this will be a touchback. Berrios deciding not to bring it out. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive.
CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. Let's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
Throwing on second and long. Wilson. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Jordan Hicks able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon.
Now that's the way to start the second half. Back-to-back sacks. Whatever the halftime speech was, I hope they recorded it.
So now Wilson and the Jets with a 3rd and long here following the sack.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Gonna look deep for Wilson. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Picked off by Asante Samuel Jr.
Partner, I see you reaching for the white flag. Put it down. I don't want you throwing it, but I understand why. Because if you do, you're hoping they might actually stop this game because we're in blowout territory right now. That interception just surrendered any momentum they built up in the locker room during halftime. So game plan, it's in the garbage. Time to try something new in this one.
They started on the ground with Eckler. Nifty move. And he'll take it across midfield down into Jet territory. Just what you want on a 1st down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2. Here's Herbert. That's complete to Austin Eckler, the running back.
And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line.
On 1st down, it's Herbert. That is caught. It's Williams. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second-half blowout material.
Throw right side is into the hands of his tight end, Everett. It'll be a gain of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
Such a tough position to defend near the line, even when you add a second defender. But the big man shrugged off the extra body and made the play call a success.
Now 2nd and 5. Snap will come from the 6.
Out of the gun, Eckler running it. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5. Now keep in mind, if you're thinking of staying on the ground, this is a top 5 rush defense.
Yeah, but I don't think you shy away totally with the run. At least show them the hint of a run before you decide to throw the football.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down.
Herbert.
And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
A 22-yard attempt.
Prater's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
Whatever was said in the locker room during the break must have worked. They forced the turnover. They didn't get the touchdown, Charles, but it does translate into 3 points to begin this 2nd half.
Exactly as they discussed in the locker room at halftime. Get some points to get things kick-started. Now start your half off with some momentum. Gives you something to build on for your next possession.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive.
Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
And my goodness, another interception.
Picked off by Asante Samuel Jr. And the Chargers are going to take possession here at their own 33. Well, there's 2 sides to this coin. I mean, on one side, 5 interceptions now thrown for him. That's tough, but man, this defense, they have been ball hawking and impressive. But, Charles, let's flip it back over. If you're coaching a quarterback that's struggling this much at this stage of the game, do you maybe try to get him out?
I would think about it, and I think about it awfully hard. But also, you might want to look into his eyes, see what he has. He might be one of those players. Affect his confidence by actually pulling him out of the game. So you have to know your player, you have to know the situation.
Third quarter now from SoFi Stadium. Here's a 2nd and 10. Herbert now. He's got his man. That's Everett, the tight end. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down.
And the Chargers, first down.
Running on first down, Eckler. And they're down to the 41.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Eckler going to get it again on 2nd down.
They're able to push forward for about 4 down to the 37.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
On 3rd down, here's Eckler. A solid stiff arm.
And this defense not ready for that one as he'll take this down inside the 25. 57 yards on the ground for him now as he's done that on 15 carries.
No surprise this offense would be able to convert. They're currently 2nd in the league in first downs, and they pick up one here.
Yeah, not a stat that we talk about a heck of a lot, but it's a vital one. And in this case, it's really vital because what does it do? Keeps their defense off the field, gives them a chance to rest.
And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another.
Back now at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood.
It's Charger football, and they've got the lead as well as we begin the 4th quarter. On 2nd down, Eckler. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. They got 5 through the air last play, now 5 on the ground. 1st and 10.
I know we're in the era of wide-open football, a lot of spread formations, more space, but there's still a spot for power football. We just saw some of it right there. How about that run?
Yeah, breaking the tackle, and, and he takes it in for a Charger touchdown.
Austin Eckler with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Chargers are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead.
They're going to try and run with Spiller. And, boy, talk about adding insult to injury. He's into the end zone to tack on 2 more. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick.
From the 10. And not a great return here. He'll make it back only to the 10-yard line.
In this position, try